Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about Kaiju number 8, episode 1. So before anything else, I want to give you some background knowledge of what the Kaiju universe looks like. So you have defensive forces, which are the high looked upon, I guess, people in this universe. And then you have the cleanup crew, which is looked down upon, the dirtiest of the dirt. And yeah, there's no like medals within cleaning. Anyway, we get to see the sad day-to-day life of our main character. His name is Hibino Kafka, and I probably said that very wrong, but he is a very sad 32-year-old that has to clean up these monsters and do the most disgusting task. And he, at one point, wanted to be a part of the defensive forces in this universe. And I guess he either failed the test or gave up on the dream years ago. And, he's just given up now. He's like, I'm old. He's kind of like a loser. And yeah, that's just like his overall character. So we're just kind of living through him for a good moment to get a grasp of this universe and like part of what his job is. Um, from there, he gets a new trainee that comes into his work. So he's joining the cleanup crew, and the first thing that we get to know about this character is that his dream is to actually join the defensive force as well as like his. You know what I mean? So like you look at a mirror, Kafka is the embodiment of the other guy, and his name is Ichikawa Reno, or yeah, Reno. Sorry, my eyesight's not that good. Um, he is what you would say very adamant on his dream, and he thinks our main character is very much a given up loser. I like this guy. He's strong. He's a good teammate. And yeah, he's just showing him the ropes and he's having to do these like nasty tasks. And they're just like hanging out and he's just giving them tips and they're just going through their day-to-day thing. They get the digestive trap, which is like the most disgusting job because, you know, you know how it comes out. You know what I'm saying? It's just gross. So they have to dissect these monsters. And from there, we get to lunch break. And during their lunch break, they're just kind of chilling out together. And, you know what I mean? He's just, his nose and his stomach is just upset he can't eat his lunch. So our main character really bonds with him quite well. And eventually, after lunch, they're kind of doing some work and they're just talking. It's kind of like the end of the day, pretty much. Out of nowhere comes this kaiju that attacks. And Kafka is just like the most insanely crazy character so far. So he's heroic. He saves Ichikawa from getting eaten. So he pushes him out of the way, not only once, but twice. So I like that. I like heroic. He's not scared. And he basically tells Ichikawa, hey, go get some help. So what he does is he has this big chase with this big monster. And this thing is like, it's quite weird. I don't know. I guess these monsters are like, they're very weird. And I get it, they're monsters, but they do it so well. I was not expecting it to be this good. I loved this. I don't know what it is, but I just loved it. I guess it's the part where you're like, finally something that shakes it up all at once. You know what I mean? I like that. So he chases them. There's like this corridor, and the monster or the kaiju gets stuck on it, and he goes through, and there's like a glass window, and he jumps to the glass window, and he gets cut on his face from the glass, which I thought was a really cool touch, and very. I think that was, you know what I mean. I think that was a good thing that they animated. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't know. I thought it was just pretty awesome. Um, so he gets down there, and the kaiju gets to him again. He's absolutely there. The kaiju is. Um, so our main character gets almost bitten, He's got a broken leg and he's just trying to be a hero. And out of nowhere comes Ichikawa, and he has like a sign in his hand, get ready to fight this monster. And he's just like telling Kafka, I already called for help. And he's like, I told you to do that so you don't get yourself killed. And yeah, well, I guess out of nowhere, after a while, you know what I mean? They're both getting ready to get ate. But another very important character comes out of nowhere, and her name is Mina. And Mina is the captain, or is it captain? It's up there. She's a very high ranking soldier. She's high. She's like their spitting image of like the top. She's got so many kaiju kills. She's insane. She has like this attack dog, and I guess it just eats kaijus. Or if it doesn't eat kaijus, it like shreds the crap out of them. I don't know what this dog is. It's like a wolf. It was cool. And yeah, so the funny thing about this is they actually have history. So Kafka and Mina have history. Whenever they were kids, their school got destroyed. Their whole entire town, I think, just got destroyed by a kaiju, and they basically sworn to each other to become, admiral officers. And they're like, I'll become the coolest officer. And that was really touching, and it becomes cooler later on because you'll hear why it's so cool. Um, so she calls in the order for them to go to the hospital. She doesn't really talk to her character at all. Kafka, bro, doesn't really get anything from her. It's almost like she's lost touch with him and I guess kind of gave him the cold shoulder in a way. I don't know, it felt kind of sad for him. It's like, I guess, I don't know. I guess she's kind of colder now, but at the same time, I don't know. We don't really know her much. From there, they're in the hospital, and Kafka and Ichikawa are talking, and Ichikawa, it kind of made me like, kind of like happy in a weird way, like kind of like cry happy. He's like, "You're so cool," and it just kind of went back to, "I'm gonna be the coolest officer," and it's like he may have not been the top, but in his heart, Ichikawa thought Kafka was the coolest, and I thought that was just so cool that they did that, and it just like you know what I mean. It hits you in the emotional department. Uh, Plot twist out of nowhere. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know why this happened. Uh, I didn't even understand it. Okay, this is very much a spoiler for this episode. If you haven't seen it, do not watch this part. This is where the series, I guess, gets its big plot twist. So there's like this flying thing, and he looks at it, and it was like talking. We found our target, it says, and he's about to say a kaiju, and it's like just this flying kaiju monster thing, and it's not that big. It's about like I guess like a pretty big bird, not like a big bird, not like big bird, but like a bigger bird. I guess you would say like an eagle, and I don't understand, but it went into his mouth and our out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Ichikawa goes to see what's up with him, and we look over, and he's took like this form of a kaiju, and they both like have this like freak out, and I thought it was just cool, cause it like I don't know, it's just the way that they animated it I liked, and yeah, after that, you know what I mean? Someone was gonna call it in, so he got called in, and of course, if you watch the after the credits, make sure you watch after the credits. Um, Mina gets a call while she's taking a bath. Of course, they had to throw that in there to give a pill for the boys, but besides the point. Really great episode, really great series to start it off. I find this to be a solid 8.7. I give it an 8.7 right off the dot. I was gonna say, oh, maybe a little. No, 8.7. I liked it. I thought it was phenomenal, and I think that's a solid foundation for this series. Um, yeah, I definitely think this should be checked out. I think this would you would say it's the gem, but I think people are really hyped for it to begin with. But I think it's possible to say it could be the gem of the season. But if not, I'll say it's the best new series of this season. For sure so far. That's one episode. Wait till I get to episode two. Things can change, but I like to see how these powers work because I'm assuming he's gonna get powers. I mean, it was kind of like a Blue Beetle type thing. It looked like you could see like I guess his vessels or something. I don't know. I uh, I don't understand the concept of what it does yet, but we're about to see, guys. Anyway, tell me what your thoughts are on Kaiju number 8 so far on episode number uno. And also, do you think this is going to be the newest, like, new series of spring that is the best? I don't think I worded that. But do you think this is going to be the spring new anime of the season, if that is worded any better? I think it's possible. I think by far, I don't think it has a lot of competition, and it's really foundationally solid. I for sure think this is going to be more than one season, because I only think this is going for 12 episodes, and I do see this getting a second season no matter what. It's too well made, it's too good, and I think it's doing pretty decent. It's at least the top four. Uh, anyway, guys, stay safe and peace.